Kingdom of Fools. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, there lived an extremely foolish king with his equally foolish ministers.
My king, why don't we make a law that every time you can't sleep, everyone in the kingdom should sing you a lullaby?
Such a silly idea. Not everyone has a good voice, you know. What if the bad singers make it even more difficult for me to sleep?
Your Highness, the people are complaining that food is very expensive. Only the rich can afford it.
Oh dear. What do you suggest?
I suggest we make all food available for the price of only 1 coin.
Splendid idea. Yes, let's make that law. And what do you have to say?
My king, I would like to say that you're even greater than other kings.
Tell me something I don't know.
Well, I was thinking that you shouldn't rule the way an ordinary king does. So why don't we change day to night and night to day?
Oh, I really like that idea.
And soon the law was made, and everyone was most upset, for if they didn't obey the king, he would punish them severely. So businesses were open during the night, and people soon got used to the new lifestyle. Everyone, even the animals, slept during the day. One afternoon, a sage came with his disciple to the kingdom. He was very shocked to see no one out.
Strange. It's broad daylight and there isn't anyone out on the streets. What do you think could be wrong?
I don't know, Master, but I could really use some breakfast right now.
Think about something other than food, will ya? Huh?
They wandered around until it finally started to get dark and were extremely surprised to see the people finally coming out of their houses.
Were they sleeping all day? What a strange kingdom!
He watched as the people went about their work in a very normal way.
Oh, the food stalls are open. Master, may I?
Oh, just go already.
The sage was more interested in the way the kingdom was running.
Tell me, kind woman, why does this kingdom run at night and, sleep by day?
Ugh, what can I say? Our king is a foolish one who makes foolish laws.
The sage thought hard about what the woman had said.
Master, look! I got all these bananas, cakes, and sandwiches so cheap. Everything here, no matter what, costs only a single coin. Let's stay here.
Another one of the foolish king's laws, I guess. We must leave or only harm will come our way.
The sage tried hard to reason with his disciple, who only wanted to stay for the cheap food.
Very well. Stay if you wish, but I'm going.
The disciple stayed in the kingdom and soon got used to their ways. He ate as much food as he could and soon became very fat.
This is amazing! Master was so wrong about this place.
One day, a thief went into a house to steal. But as he was escaping, the wall of the house fell and injured him badly. The brother of the thief went to the king.
Your Highness, I have come to ask for justice. My brother was doing his job when a wall fell and injured him. The wall belongs to a merchant.
The merchant was summoned, and he came to the palace very surprised.
This man says that it was your wall that injured his brother. Is it true?
It is, my king. The wall was made during my father's time. It collapsed on the thief, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Either ways, you will be punished as the wall belongs to you.
What? Shouldn't the person who made the wall be punished?
The king thought about this and decided that the merchant was right. He called for the bricklayer, who was now a very old man.
Was it you who built this merchant's wall? If yes, then you are responsible for injuring an innocent man.
But I built that wall so many years ago.
What was that?
Well, I remember why I didn't build that wall properly. There was this dancer who was walking up and down near me, and the bells on her feet jingled, which distracted me.
Oh, we have finally found the culprit. Bring this dancer to me right now.
The poor dancer, who was now an old lady, trembled as she was brought in front of the king.
You have been brought here to be punished for distracting this man with your anklets while he was building a wall.
A wall?
That wall has now fallen and injured a man who was just doing his job.
My king, I think you have the wrong person. I was only walking on that path because the goldsmith I kept visiting for my jewelry kept giving me excuses.
Phew! This case just gets more complicated. Fetch me this goldsmith here and now.
The goldsmith was brought before the king and was shocked when he was accused of injuring a man.
Well, don't you think it's wrong what you have done? You will be thrown over a cliff.
Wait, please, let me explain. It's true that I made this dancer come to my house many times, but it's only because I had to make a delivery to a very restless merchant. I couldn't ignore him, could I?
The king asked who the merchant was. The goldsmith pointed to the first merchant himself.
Seize him!
No, it was my father who asked for the wall, not me.
However, the king didn't seem like the merchant would be worthy of sitting in the huge trolley. He ordered a search to be made, and soon the only person who was suitable enough was the poor disciple. They took him to the king's court, where everything was explained to him. He was horrified. He started to call out to the sage,
Master! Master!
At that moment, the sage suddenly appeared. Everyone was shocked.
What seems to be the problem?
The poor disciple explained everything, and the sage just looked up and smiled.
My king, could I be the one to take my disciple's place?
The disciple soon understood what his master was up to.
No, Your Majesty! Throw me! I was the first choice!
What? How dare you go against my wish?
They both started quarreling, leaving the king baffled.
Why do you both want to be thrown over so badly?
My king, you don't know. The cliffs of the west are actually a very special place. If thrown off, the people are greeted by the most powerful fairies of the hills who grant all your wishes and provide you with abundant wealth and power, enough to rule the entire world. Oh, but the person must be thrown off only by another holy person.
The king was very surprised. He didn't want these two men to be blessed by the fairies, so he ordered the sage to throw him and his ministers off the cliff.
You think I am foolish to let you walk away with the cake? No way! It is I who will be thrown off. Oh, and my favorite ministers too.
Well, if that is the order that you give me, Your Highness.
The king and his ministers were later taken to the cliff and squeezed into the trolley. The sage pushed the trolley, and a loud squeak came from the king as they were rolling off the cliff, and he cried,
I changed my mind!
And off the cliff they went, only to land on a net that was placed by the sage earlier. There they were, trapped in the net like fish out of the sea.
Where are the fairies?
There are no wish-granting fairies. You are indeed a very foolish king for believing such nonsense. The same way you foolishly ruled the kingdom in the ways you have all this while. Anyways, I guess we should go now.
No, wait. We made a big mistake. When I was in power, I did not think about the foolish decisions that I made. We have been indeed very foolish. Please, save us.
The king had realized his mistake and was pulled up to safety by the sage.
You are very wise and know how to rule a kingdom. I would like you and your disciple to be the new rulers of the kingdom.
The disciple agreed in an instant. The sage, however, was a little hesitant, but he too soon agreed. The people of the kingdom rejoiced with the news of their new rulers, and everyone was happy.
The first thing I will do is to end this silly law, and day shall again be day, and night shall be night.
And so, the kingdom was made right all over again. The disciple had been foolish to ignore the sage's words, but he had been saved and had learned to see a little further than what was in front of him.